Is this better? All right. At this time, we're going to recognize our seniors in the third band. We will call them up each by name. They'll stand up here, and I'll give them a word. This history kind of goes back 6 to 8 years ago. When I was assistant band director here, I had some great seniors, obviously, in the program, just like we have great seniors in the third band and second band here, and the first band. And I came up with this idea that I would remember them by a word, or something that stood out to me. And over the years, I've come up with words. I've repeated a lot of words. You just go to synonyms and go on, how can I say this again? This year we're going to do it a little bit different with the ever-evolving social media. And I know everybody, especially students, like the Instagram, especially my wife. She tells me that's where it's at, Instagram stories. We are doing hashtags. So hashtags, open it up a little bit more. Maybe it's a word, maybe it's just a phrase, but it's really difficult as you sit here and look at the list of seniors. First of all, you go, please don't let me forget any. And then you go, okay, what's going to be impactful? What's going to mean something to them? We don't want to give them something generic. But it's really difficult to think about the past 4 years. Some of them come really easily. Some like are no-brainers. And some of you really have to think. So we'd like to bring the seniors up one at a time. When I call your name, seniors, please come to the front of the stage to be recognized. Mr. Carter Schutz. There's many stories that I will always remember about Carter. Some of them involve Macy's Thanksgiving Day rehearsals. It's just unbelievable at his performance and focus in his performances at UIL and on the marching field. But he has this special little thing that he does, that he kind of sits on the ground or lays on the ground, and he does a flip of the stick. A drumstick, a mallet stick, any kind of percussion stick, he's there flipping the stick constantly. And it's amazing. I don't know how he does it. Nobody else in the band knows how to do it. We're like, how does he do that? I don't know. But you know what I'm talking about, right? The little stick flip. Yeah, it's great and it's cool. And I'll always remember looking over and seeing Carter flipping a stick. So he is hashtag stick flip. Please welcome Clara Schutz to the stage. Clara has been with us obviously for 4 years and has done a great job as a tuba player all the way throughout. She's been in third band all 4 years and has done a great job and has been super stable about that without complaining. You know, there's always people that are like complaining about the results, complaining about this, and obviously we could always complain about something. It's easy to find something to complain about. But Clara just goes about her business and does a great job, and she is absolutely loyal to the Churchill Band. So she is hashtag loyal. Thank you very much. Please welcome to the stage Josh Robinson Bayless. Josh was section leader of our front ensemble this past year. Did a great job. He's also on the soccer team as goalie, very involved with all of that. But something that I always will remember Josh by is he always comes walking that same walk that he just did, super confident, Mr. Athlete, and he's always holding his Yeti cup. He always has his Yeti cup, comes in, takes a seat, sits down, and he's usually wearing some chocolates. So I have, there it is. So I knew it was going to be on stage. I knew you would bring it here. So here's this hashtag Yeti cup and chocolates. Very cool to hear that you're going to Texas State and majoring in trombone and taking lessons over there, and we're very excited to see you. You are a hashtag with Ace Bone. Mr. Justin Rokowski is the front. you, Mr. Rakowski. You look so sharp, man. You look so sharp. Look at his nice suits. Look at these beautiful shoes he has on. They're beautiful. Are they new? They are new. Of course they are. Mr. Rakowski loves his cowboy boots, and we've asked, that's not part of the dress code for a spring concert and concerts in general. But you can always see him in his Wranglers and his cowboy boots, so he is just simply #cowboy. Mr. Foster Simpson to the front. Foster is Mr. Popular, and he's in PALS and all the social things, and is in band and does all that stuff. But what I think of Foster, and as he goes off to what college are you going to next year? A&M, absolutely, very cool. But I think he's going to fit right in on Fraternity Row as #fratboy. Faith Barr, come on. Faith is another popular. Faith came to us as a trombone student from Eisenhower, and she knows that we're going to talk about this at some point. But I think it was at the end of her freshman year. I said, Faith, I really encourage you to switch instruments so that you can excel and take it to the next level. I asked her to switch to tuba. She's pretty small. Imagine a big old sousaphone on her and carrying that around. And she was like, I don't know about this tuba thing. But she took it on and she tackled it, and she became one of the best tuba performers I've ever seen. You should see her march with her sousaphone with great posture. She also participated in the winter drum line past couple of years as a cymbal. She marched and just looked great out there. So her hashtag is outstanding performer. Thank you very much. Kevin Ruiz, come on up. How many years have you been playing the tenor drums? 3 years on tenors. 3 years on tenors. That's awesome. Those are really heavy. How's your back doing? Yeah, it's okay. Hanging in there? All right. But Kevin is very, very quiet. Doesn't speak out a whole lot. I'm sure he speaks with his friends, but in front of the teachers, he kind of zips his lip and then just does his job once again. But Kevin has incredible hands on the tenors, and you'll hear him playing chicken dance like super fast. I'm like, oh god, the drum line can't keep up. Don't go that fast, Kevin. Don't go that fast. And some other drum line cadences that you kick off. So with your outstanding hands, I give you #chops. Will Geary, come on up. Yeah! Maybe it's the man bun, maybe it's the earrings, maybe it's his impeccable style and trendiness. But he comes to class usually with a hat on, just setting the trend, being Mr. Cool Dude. So I will always think of Will Geary as #trendy hipster. Gavin Warren. And you can kind of see it as he approaches the stand-up here. But Gavin has been playing fifth bass a couple years now, is that right? Just one? Okay. And every time I mention or even I'm around the drum line, I'll say something to Gavin, and he doesn't speak loudly, but he has this look. And it's almost like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's that kind of look. And it probably is exactly what he's thinking. But he always, like, no matter what he says, he always has this, like, little roll of the eyes, or a little head nod, or like, whatever. So his is hashtag roll of the eyes. There for you, come on. So it's well known that you're very good at bass drum. How many years have you played bass drum? 3 years. 3 years of bass drum. In the bass drum line, I'm sure a lot of parents and spectators don't really realize it, but it's obviously 5 different shapes of bass drum, and they're different pitches. The smaller one is higher, and the lower one is lower. So they have to, to hear kind of a melodic line, they have to what they call splits. Etc. So they play 2 notes, etc., or 1 note, whatever it is. This guy can split anything. So no matter what the tempo is, super fast, it doesn't matter what the tempo is, he has an incredible capability of splitting. So he is hashtag split guy. Quick 30-second rewarm, play your notes. We will go ahead and get started with our senior recognition for the Symphonic Winds. A reminder, students, as I call your name, please come to the front. Stay up here to be recognized throughout all the names to be announced, as we have a decent amount of students to be recognized. Alyssa Escobar, please come on up. Alyssa Escobar is one of the quietest students I've ever met. She doesn't speak up very often, but I talk to the band a lot. You know, we have 200 some odd students out there on the field working hard, and we're looking at the big picture and everything. I ask the students kind of like the Patriots way in football, just go out there and do your job. Go out there and do your job. You know what it is. You march and play to the best of your ability, and that's what she does every single day for 4 years. She's been an outstanding student. The past couple of years, we started doing this thing in summer band to where we have a march-off. And we have a march-off to where we compete, and we have the drum majors and staff members step aside and watch the students and narrow it down. We go down to like, I think it's 2 per section. I think we start off, and then we narrow it down to 1 per section. And then we're going up against everybody and narrow it down to the final 4, and then we narrow it down to the championship game, etc. But this year, a standout marcher, once again, and she's been doing it for all 4 years, so she is hashtag best marcher. Mr. Ray Banks to the front, please. Ray transferred here, I believe this is sophomore year, maybe it's junior year. And he came to me, and right around that time when he transferred in, my wife and I had picked up a bike ride. A friend of mine was talking about his awesome bike, and he was biking in Austin. I was like, that sounds like a lot of fun. Let's go drop a lot of money and buy some bikes and go. And we did that for a good 6 to 9 months. And then they kind of just sat on the patio and collected dust for a long time. And now we moved them to a new patio and they're collecting dust. But I would post every now and then on Instagram or something like that, and he would notice about the biking. And I was like, yeah, I really enjoy it, and he enjoys that a lot. So that's something that I think about. And he's very much into his jazz band. So his hashtag is Jazzy Bike Shop Owner. Mr. Trevor Jackson to the front. Trevor's very hardworking and works hard and plays hard, definitely. And has a good time in band, has been a great asset to our program over the years. He likes to play a lot of 2K on Xbox. He thinks he's pretty good. I'm usually better. That's a discussion for later. And then we were happy to be at the band party this past year at McBurnet's, and we were playing a little pickup basketball. And I got a really good, like, look at the height difference here. I got a really good solid block on this guy, believe it or not. But then he did follow up with like 3 or 4 more blocks against me. So his hashtag is Hoop Dreams. Keep on hooping. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Daniel Crabtree. So Daniel is another very quiet student, goes about his business, does his job, marches and plays really well, kind of just goes unnoticed sometimes, but is super consistent. And it was just recently that I was talking to some of your peers, and you used to do this thing during summer band. That if I would have known that, I would have been like, what, for real? And I probably would have been pretty upset. But now this time, I think it's just kind of funny. But please, no other students do this in the future. All right. But supposedly, he would kind of just skip out on some rehearsal from time to time and go get froyo. So he's hashtag froyo. Mr. Adrian Rodriguez to the front. Come on down this way. Maybe let's get your spot over there just a second. Adrian, short like me, alright? You would think that he's just a little peaceful and just goes about and does his job, just like everybody else in this band program. But if you go up into the football stands or march in the parade next to him at any point, this guy is like a ball of energy bouncing all over the place. And I couldn't think of a better word than hashtag crazy. And Mr. Alex Mendoza, please come to the front. It is off. Thank you, sir. Alex came to me probably about his freshman year or so, and he was playing tenor trombone, and he asked me to switch to bass trombone. And we would always talk about his bass trombone playing, and it's like, Alex, you need to soften up, you need to open up, you need to move the air properly, so on and so forth. He had this really pinch sound, really aggressive, for years. And I was like, open up, open up. We got into some lessons. And he's excelled greatly. It's very, very cool to hear that you're going to Texas State and majoring in trombone and taking lessons over there. And we're very excited to see you. You are a hashtag of bass bone. Mr. Justin Rakowski is the front. Look at you, Mr. Rakowski. You look so sharp, man. You look so sharp. Look at his nice suits. Look at these beautiful shoes he has on. Those are beautiful. Are they new? They are new. Of course they are. Mr. Rakowski loves his cowboy boots. And we've asked, that's not part of the dress code for a spring concert and concerts in general. But you can always see him in his Wranglers and his cowboy boots. So he is just simply hashtag cowboy. Mr. Foster Simpson to the front. Foster is Mr. Popular, and he's in PALS and all the social things, and is in band and does all that stuff. But what I think of Foster, and as he goes off to what college are you going to next to? A&M, absolutely, very cool. But I think he's going to fit right in on Fraternity Row as hashtag frat boy. Faith Farah, come on.
Yes! Oh my God!
Faith is another popular one. Faith came to us as a trombone student from Eisenhower, and she knows that we're going to talk about this at some point. I think it was at the end of her freshman year. I said, Faith, I really encourage you to switch instruments so that you can excel and take it to the next level. I asked her to switch to tuba. She's pretty small. Imagine a big old sousaphone on her and carrying that around. And she was like, oh, I don't know about this tuba thing. But she took it on and she tackled it, and she became one of the best tuba performers I've ever seen. You should see her march with her sousaphone with great posture. She also participated in the winter drum line past couple of years as a cymbal. She marched and just looked great out there. So her hashtag is outstanding performer. Thank you very much. Kevin Ruiz, come on up. How many years have you been playing the tenor drums? 3 years on tenors. 3 years on tenors. That's awesome. Those are really heavy. How's your back doing? Yeah, it's okay. Hanging in there? All right. But Kevin is very, very quiet. Doesn't speak out a whole lot. I'm sure he speaks with his friends, but in front of the teachers, he kind of zips his lip and just does his job once again. But Kevin has incredible hands on the tenors, and you'll hear him playing chicken dance like super fast. I'm like, oh God, the drum line can't keep up. Don't go that fast, Kevin. Don't go that fast. And some other drum line cadences that you kick off. So with your outstanding hands, I give you hashtag chops. Will Geary, come on up. Yeah! Maybe it's the man bun, maybe it's the earrings, maybe it's his impeccable style and trendiness. But he comes to class usually with a hat on, just setting the trend, being Mr. Cool Dude. So I will always think of Will Geary as hashtag trendy hipster. Gavin Warren. And you can kind of see it as he approaches the stand-up here. But Gavin has been playing fifth bass a couple years now, is that right? Just one? Okay. And every time I mention or even am around the drum line, I'll say something to Gavin, and he doesn't speak loudly, but he has this look. And it's almost like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's that kind of look. And it probably is exactly what he's thinking. But he always, like, no matter what he says, he always has this, like, little roll of the eyes, a little head nod, or like, whatever. So his is hashtag roll of the eyes. Derek Whitfield, come on. So it's well known that you're very good at bass drum. How many years have you played bass drum? 3 years. 3 years of bass drum. in the bass drum line, I'm sure a lot of parents and spectators don't really realize it, but it's obviously 5 different shapes of bass drum, and they're different pitches. The smaller one is higher, and the lower one is lower. So they have to hear kind of a melodic line, they have to what they call splits. So, etc. So they play 2 notes, etc., or 1 note, whatever it is. This guy can split anything. So no matter what the tempo is, super fast, it doesn't matter what the tempo is, he has an incredible capability of splitting. So he is #split God. One more time for 2018 Symphonic Split God. At this time, we're going to continue on with our senior recognition. Get comfortable, we kind of have a long list here. We'll make it as quick as possible, but we want to make sure that we give everybody the appropriate amount of time. Can I please have Emma Kaiser to the front? Emma has been a drum major for the past couple years, and she is an outstanding flute player, and she just is an all-around great student. When the drum majors was selected, we sent them to a camp, a SASSY camp, is what it's called, and it's about student leadership. And I'm gonna get all emotional. A lot of great students. But there's probably, we usually send them to the Texas State camp, it's local, and there's probably between 300 to 400 students or so at these camps. And they watch them the whole week and see how they interact with students, see what their leadership skills are, build on those leadership skills. And at the end of the camp, they give awards. And there's some outstanding awards that go out to many people. And they save the John Wooden Award, which is kind of something that I talk to the group a little bit about every year. I wrote a black book that I read to them in the fall season. The John Wooden Award, I believe, goes out to like the top 5 students out of the entire camp. It's like the most prestigious award that's given to any students. And I did not know much about it until this past year when she came home, and she was very humble about it. Oh, I just won this award. It's kind of a big deal. But and no matter what it is, she's just so humble about it. But it captures what she is as a person, just an unbelievable student, an outstanding band member. But I will always remember it. And she posted it on my wall, so I'll never forget it, really, until I take it down someday. But it's going to stay there for a little bit. But it's the John Wooden Award to Emma Kaiser. And somebody found an elementary school picture of Emma and posted it right there. So it's kind of funny. But she's #Wooden Award for outstanding leadership. Come on up. Kale was our first sophomore drum major. I'm sure you heard about that several years ago. She's been an outstanding leader in our entire program. She has incredible spirits up in the stands, gets everybody riled up, is just on top of everything, thinks about what needs to happen for rehearsal, has prepared, works with the other drum majors, does a great job. On top of that, she loves to dance. She dances and dances, and whether it be hip hop, whether it be salsa, she's a great dancer. But on top of that responsibility, on top of her schoolwork, she's very committed to the yearbook and doing all of that research and gathering all that information throughout the campus. So this is kind of a one and the same, being at the top, a leader of our program, kind of a chief figure. We give her #editor-in-chief. Thank you. Brianna Long, please come on up. Brianna is our 3rd senior drum major. All of them will be graduating this year. Brianna will definitely let you know that she has a lot of pride in her UT, and that she's going UT and Hookham. And she'll let you know about that constantly, which is awesome. Great school spirits. Even here at Churchill High School, her sister was a drum major. She followed that lineage and becoming a drum major herself. Has done a phenomenal job. I believe she's going into the medical field and doing all of that. So what I think of you is hashtag nurturing. Thank you so much. Mr. Matthew Franz, please come on up. You can't sit and like do that nervous kick thing you do in the office. So Mr. Franz is our band president this year. He has done an outstanding job. He has made all area bassoon for the past 2 years. A great player, great musician, great student all around. I have talked to him about many things, and he's just one of those really mature students that you just know you can trust and bounce some things off and go, hey man, I'm really struggling with this, what do you think? Give me a little insight of what the students might think, etc. He's done a phenomenal job. And this year when Ms. Brewer came on staff, she brought with herself some great company and her staff. And there's Cassie Vidal, who she's pretty much her personal assistant. She's like, you gotta get a personal assistant. It's the best thing in the world. And you know, you just kind of say, hey, I need this done, it's done. And like they think ahead and they just do something before you even think about it, and it gets done. And that's what I think about Matthew. I even have a project ready for you Monday morning, sitting in my office, and I know that third period you'll gather the troops and knock it out and do a great job with it. But I think of you as my hashtag personal assistant. Avery Massaro, come on up. So Avery and I have gone round and around many a times, and we have butted heads plenty of times. So I was thinking maybe just be hashtag stubborn or something like that. And I was like, I gotta come up with something good. She's been super committed, obviously, to the program, and is very outspoken and not afraid to speak what she believes in, which I respect, and that's very, very important. And I thank you for that. And you said it time and time again. Doesn't matter. But what I came up with finally, like 10 minutes ago, was hashtag underappreciated, because you never get the compliments that you deserve. Zotar, come on up, Zotar. On a lighter note, look at this wonderful smile as Zoe walks into the band park every single day. I turn to the clarinet section, and you know, they're doing a phenomenal job with such great players and such great personalities. They really kind of get along with each other really well, and they interact a lot. I know they're really good friends, and you know, we've been testing, so there's been a lot of empty seats recently, and Avery's like, can Zoe come sit up in the front row with me? And I'm like, sure, I wanna. And she's just like, oh yes. And so she always has that smile and always giggling, so I gave her hashtag giggles. Megan Robertson to the front, please. Again, I've been saying this all night, but of course it's true. We have, in a program like this that excels at the highest levels, we have great students throughout every single band. But Megan is one of those just workhorses, doesn't speak up, pays attention, even when all kinds of people are talking around her. She tries to stay as focused as possible. Sometimes she gets distracted, but that's fun, and I enjoy that she's opened up that part of her personality a little bit more this year. And I've really enjoyed getting to know her a little bit more this year. But when I think of Megan Robertson, I think hashtag model band student. Perfect. Great job. Emilio Del Toro, come on up. Did you work out this morning? No. Did you work out yesterday? All right. Okay. Are you working out tonight? Maybe, probably, maybe. Okay. Emilio, back in middle school, looked quite different than he does now. And he has worked very, very hard for his awesome physique. You're looking great, by the way. And works out a lot. He likes to hit the gym. And ever since, I believe it was freshman year, I was called out that your sound was beastly on bass clarinets. So when I think of you and your sound and your physique, I think hashtag beast. Thank you very much. Kyle Bear, come on up to the front. Kyle's really funny. I've gotten to know Kyle a little bit more this year. We had a lot of strong trumpets that were in the section last year, and a lot of them graduated. And it was time for Kyle and company to step up to the plate and take on the trumpet powerhouse that we've had here. He's done a phenomenal job. The first interaction really this past fall was when he asked me to help him with a lot of recommendations for his Eagle Scout. So he is went through all that process and has earned his Eagle Scout, and I think that's awesome, and congratulations on that. He's quietly just like a really good trumpet player. And he doesn't really brag about it, doesn't really let you know about it. It's just really, really good. I'm sitting there in jazz band in the morning doing some paperwork in the office, and I do the jazz band, and this lead trumpet player just wailing, like really, really well. And every now and then I have to step out and go, who is that? It's like, wow, that's Kyle. That sounds awesome. And every morning I walk in, jazz band's cooking, and he kind of sees me and he just kind of does one of these. One of those. Besides his talent, besides what a great student he is, Eagle Scout and all, I think of that little smug look, hashtag smug. Olivia Fletcher, come on up. Olivia has been in band all 4 years and been on the soccer team and has done extremely well on the soccer team. This year being captain of the soccer team. I remember her battling injuries, and like she would just keep on going. She'd be like having a broken ankle. She's like, I'm still playing tomorrow, it doesn't matter. I'm still gonna march, don't worry about it, no big deal, just walk it off. And she had concussions, and she would just kind of go out there, and we would definitely watch the concussion part of things. But she's been a great student. What I think about Olivia, she held the title of section leader this past year. She's done a phenomenal job. But she is really, really good at everything she does. And I have no doubt that she's going to be incredibly successful. She does off to the University of Arkansas. But I have hashtag definition of leadership. Thank you. Emily Liao, come on up. Quick little story about Emily. She started trumpet in 7th grade, 1 year later than most students. And she started at Jackson Middle School and as a 7th grader on trumpet, and excelled and came to us and did really well. By her sophomore year, she was all-area trumpet player. In 4 years, jumping straight over everything and skyrocketing, and has been a great trumpet player in our section. We have 3 phenomenal girls that are graduating in our trumpet section. I was standing right in front of them at Battle of the Bands, and the beastly trumpet sound that was coming out of these 3 girls just playing super strong and awesome. I was like, wow, that's very, very cool. So I think of that, but I also think about a lot of the chatter in the trumpet section. You know, chatter. She's kind of like right in the middle, and she just likes to talk a lot to a lot of different people. And so I think hashtag socialites. Thank you. Kelly Herman, please come on up. is always looking out for everybody in her section. When everybody goes to lunch, and sometimes students get left behind, and we talk about that. If you see somebody kind of hanging out by themselves, make sure to invite them out to lunch, or make sure to go talk to them, get them involved, and that's what Kelly does better than most people. And she gets everybody involved and really is looking out for people, always has a big smile on her face, so rarely do I see her upset about anything. The world is perfect in her eyes, and everything's great. So I think hashtag Little Miss Sunshine. Ethan Gerwitz, come on up. Ethan, again, is a 3-year All-State musician. We have had plenty of All-State musicians. As you walk into the band hall, every photo that you see up on the wall is an All-State musician. He exceeds that expectation. I've been here for 10 years, and I've known quite a bit of people even before then that have been All-State musicians. I've heard some incredible players throughout the years. And I could think of some that are professionally gigging right now, coming out of UT or campuses like that. But nobody that I've heard on horn coming out of this stage of their life can play the French horn like Ethan Gerwitz. He is so, quite simply, he's hashtag horn god. Sonia Fitzenmeyer, please come on up. Another beautiful smile, gracing the band bar every single day, very positive energy as she comes in and leads by example. Works so hard, I think back to her marching fundamentals, just unbelievable posture, marching with incredible technique in the hot sun every single time, giving it her all the time, 100%. But she's just so darn smart as well. She's so talented in her schoolwork. I just know she's going to be highly successful no matter what she does. So I give you hashtag brilliant. Asia Colgan, come on up. Asia and I have gone round and round, and we butt heads from time to time, and we disagree. And I'm Asia, where have you been? You missed rehearsal. And Asia, but then when she's here, and somebody reminded me today that she had an awesome solo last year in Bloom. She played the trombone solo in that. She's a great player. Every time she's here, she lights up the room with that big old smile, carefree. So I think of hashtag bubbly. Thank you. Christian Dominguez, come on up. Yeah. Quick story about Christian Dominguez. In his 4 years, he started off in the 4th band, moved up to the 3rd band, moved up to the 2nd band, and now he's in the wind ensemble. And to see that great progression over the years is pretty remarkable and awesome, and of course that's what we strive for. And he's done a phenomenal job on trombone. He's done better and better and better every single year. But I'm constantly, what am I asking you to do, Christian? You've got to play louder, Christian. You sound great. You've got to play louder. And of course, I asked you, Christian, play louder, please. And very timid, but then he plays bigger, and it's like, okay, we're getting there. But he's also an outstanding musician with voice. And he'll be attending Texas Tech and majoring in voice. And we wish him the best of luck. But you will always be remembered for me, and not in a bad way, but hashtag play louder, Christian. Elliot Smith, come on up. You've pretty much been the same height all 4 years. That's okay, I've been the same height for a long time. I could go hashtag squirrel. I could go hashtag where's your music? I could go hashtag all kinds of things. But bottom line, you saw him perform up here. He is super talented. Has perfect pitch. Plans on doing music. Loves to compose music. He's a musician. And sometimes us musicians are a little scatterbrained. Some more than others, but that's okay. But he is brilliant, and kind of playing off a little bit of what I gave Christian. I'm always asking Elliot to play softer, and I'm always asking him to stop talking so much. Every time he puts his horn down, he's talking to somebody, he's talking about Jorge. I'm telling you, them rooming together, that's scary. But you are hashtag play softer and stop talking. Jorge Santos, come on up. Again, Jorge, there's so many things that I could say about you. Some might be inappropriate, but it's okay. We won't go there. We're not about this for a second. Jorge is an incredible musician. All area 3 years, is that right? An incredible musician coming to us from Bradley. He is March Crossman. His mom came up to me several years ago and he wants to March Crossman. He loves the strum corps thing. I'm like, don't do it. You have plenty of time. Do it later. I waited until college. But he was obsessed with it and he's already marched 2 years of CrossFit. He earned a spot at the prestigious Carolina Crown this coming summer. We're very excited. He's also just a big old music nerd. I mean, major nerd. He's like, did you see this show? Did you see this show? In 1979, this band played this. Blah, blah. I mean, constantly. All the time. And I even think back to Manny Maldonado was your band director back at Bradley. And you were driving him insane by just constantly being around and bugging you and kind of like, oh, Matt, floating around. There's Jorge. All right. But I love that you come to me and show me that, and I try to make time for you. But I think of hashtag, can I show you something? Matt Wood, come on up. Matt has done an excellent job on tuba and just a great personality to have around, calm, collected, cool, and just a really nice guy to have around. Does a great job on the marching field, helps a lot of students out, and he wears this shirt a lot. And I think it's maybe even a cut-off shirt, maybe, but it just has a big old Canadian flag. It says Canada, hey. And he wears it quite a bit, and I've been told that he loves Canada a lot. And you look like you'd fit right in there. But when I think of you, you are hashtag Canada, eh? Caitlin Hillary, come on up. Caitlin it takes a lot of band classes and is around as drum captain this year, has been super responsible with everything, communicating with the drum line, making sure that we know where we're going, what we're doing, when we're supposed to be there, what we're wearing. And she's also another one that's constantly knocking on my door to the office. And what do you ask for? Like every single day, what do you ask for? Can you open the ER for me, please? And I'm kind of like in the middle of things, I'm like, ugh. Just stop what I'm doing, get my keys, walk over to the ER, unlock it, type in the code, put it up, come back, etc. So I'm just like, give me a minute. And I usually get up typically quickly, and I thank you for that. But I was like, maybe it's hashtag can you unlock the ER? But she deserves more than that. She's been an outstanding student, a region musician, great all 4 years on concert and marching. But bottom line, she's one of the most responsible students that we've had. So I thank you for that #responsible. Andrew Gillespie, come on up. He does have perfect pitch. He's also an outstanding musician. Andrew Gillespie was elected to the Army All-American Bowl this past year, and I worked down there with him. He did an outstanding job, and I knew he would. He's an outstanding student, very respectful, but behind the scenes, he is unbelievably talented. And I was kind of coming up with words for the concert, and I'm listening to this music and going, man, that's pretty darn good. I step outside and he's just jamming out on piano all by himself, just playing some great literature. Sounds awesome. And I know through some social media stuff, he jams out on guitar on his own and makes music and plays a lot. So what I think about Andrew is all around great, but he's #pianoman/guitar hero. We have one more student to recognize at this time. I'd like to bring up Ms. Kim Boer to do our one senior for the color guard.
Alexis, will you join me up here, please? While she's coming up here, I'm going to start talking to you. You probably know that over the past 3 years, there's been a lot of change here as far as color guard directors, color guard staff. What you may or may not know is that Alexis is our lone senior, so she is the last man standing. So this year Alexis was a captain for us, and I could go on and talk about all the great things she did as a captain and how she was devoted to us. That's what Mr. Rudy said. How she was committed to us, how she was loyal to us, how she was a great leader in the classroom, how she was a great leader in rehearsal, and how she was a great performer, but you probably already know all of that. So if I was to choose a word, I would choose dedicated, but that is not as special as Alexis is. So I'm going to tell a couple stories about her, and I'm not going to look at her because I don't want to be So when I think about memories from this year, something that came to mind was in the fall, as our only senior, she wanted to wear her letter jacket to an event, and no one else would be wearing her letter jacket, just her. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. So I was like, if you can convince me, I'll think about it. The next day, what did she hand me? She handed me a 3-page typed out letter, document is a better word, actually, explaining why it was important, the history and what it meant to wear the letter jacket, and everything that went along with that. So I was like, well, how do I argue with that? Yes, you can wear it every day. Like, wear it. So I could have gone with #jacket, because to me that was a really cool memory and something I'll always remember about Alexis. But my most favorite memory from Alexis actually happened at TCGC Championships this year. So as a TCGC board member, I get the privilege of handing out awards and shaking hands. And one of the cool things is I do get to shake hands with everybody and about our awards. So no one really knew, only a few of the Churchill kids knew, but Alexis and I have a secret handshake. So I was lucky enough to be able to hand out the award to Alexis and to the Churchill Guard at #State Finals to sing. That's not that's just a plug. But anyways, I was lucky enough to be able to hand out that award to Alexis, where in front of an arena full of people and color guards and everybody, we nailed our handshake, right? Yes. So my hashtag for Alexis is #handshake. Can we do it one more time? We haven't done it since then, so keep hoping I miss it. All right, here we go. Ready? Let me practice.
One more time for the 2018 seniors.